Hey, Art Foundations, it's Thursday, last Thursday of the fourth quarter. We are going to finish off with 2-point perspective, just like what you did on Tuesday. But this time we're going to do an interior drawing of using 2-point perspective. So you and I are going to step by step do a room. And then inside that room, you're going to be required to add different items. We're going to do an art gallery, so it's going to be pretty simple. We're going to have some big, paintings or drawings on the walls, and then you're going to have some little stands with sculptures on them on the floor. But I'm also going to sneak in there, and we're going to add 1-point perspective. After we do our 2-point, we're going to add a few little things using 1-point perspective within the design itself, okay? So, last one. Now, before we move on, just a reminder, if you don't have 7 or more completed assignments for Art Foundations, please get that done. All right, I need to have that done by June 4th for you to be able to pass Art Foundations for fourth quarter, for the semester, in fact, for spring. So minimum of 7 completed assignments, all right, that you need to have turned in to me before the 4th of June, all right, so I can get everything processed by June 5th. All right, everyone understand? All right, now back to what we're doing, 2-point perspective using the interior view, and then we're gonna be adding some things in there. Okay, I'm gonna flip. All right, first things first, I think we're gonna be using, at least I'm gonna use white paper. Notebook paper might not be too good for this one, so if you have printing paper or your sketchbook paper, go ahead and do that. All right, get that. Now, if you don't, go ahead and use your notebook paper. First things first, we're going to take our paper, we're going to put it in the horizontal position, and we're going to fold it in half. All right, fold it in half. Now I have it folded in half. That crease represents my horizon. I do not need to draw my line on it because I see where my horizon and my eye level is going to be. But I do need to come in here now and put my vanishing points. Okay? Put my vanishing points on there. Okay? Now, if you remember, we're going to be doing a corner view. Okay? Corner view. And that means we're going to be starting with a vertical line, So we're going to come in here, and I'm just going to put my finger right here in the middle, and I'm going to slide it over maybe about 2 fingers, just a little bit off of the center. So I'm going to make a dot on the top, and then I'm going to dot on the bottom. Okay, so it's going to be about that tall. If you had a ruler in your bag, I was able to measure, it's about 3 inches tall. All right, and then I'm just going to make myself a vertical line. So as you can see, I have more above my horizon than at the bottom. So you want it slightly off, more at the top than at the bottom, about 3 inches. All right, so this is the corner of our room. Now, I have an example right here of some galleries, art galleries, okay? And as you can see, it's corner views. You can see the corner of the rooms in here. All right, so we got the corner of our rooms going on in here. We got angles here. We got some angles here, angles there. So we're going to be doing an angle view because we're going to be using 2-point perspectives. As you can see too, we can have like stands with sculptures on them. They can be stacked side by side. You might have something to sit down on. Right, and then some very simple rectangle shapes on the walls, okay? So that's the idea. Now you can go in there and find yourself some photographs of some art museums, to get yourself inspired. That would be perfect, all right? Now, student piece that I've had from last semester, I went ahead and printed out. This is their example, okay, from their art gallery. And as you can see, there's your corner view. So we're inside the box, okay? So we're going to be drawing this as if we're inside the box. And then we'll have things on the floor. You can have things up on the ceiling and on the walls, right? So here we go. First things first. Now, to draw the left wall, I'm going to take my top of my vertical line and I'm going to connect it to my right vanishing point. See how I'm doing this? Right vanishing point. I'm going to go to the top of my rectangle. I'm going to draw to the left. See, I'm drawing to the left. Okay. There's no reason for you guys to go all the way to this right vanishing point and then draw. Just line it up, okay? That's one less line that you have to erase, all right? But if you just have to, go ahead and draw it lightly. All right, let's go to our bottom of our vertical line and line it up to our right vanishing point. And again, if you just have to, draw it lightly and then come out, all right? That is our left wall. I should say top and bottom equals right VP. I want you to remember that, okay? I want you to remember that. The top and bottom left wall is your right vanishing point. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to do my right wall. So now I'm going to take my my top of my vertical line up to my left vanishing point. And again, go out to the edge of my paper. Now let's go to the bottom. Line it up. And again, I don't like drawing these lines because I don't want to have to erase them, all right? But you're just extending out from your vertical line to create the wall. So, right wall equals left vanishing point. All right, easy peasy. So now we have our ceiling, we have our floor, we have our left wall, and we have our right wall, okay? So, easy. Now we want to make a door somehow to get into this art gallery. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make myself a vertical line right here on the left wall. I'm making my dot right there on top. All right, so it goes all the way down to the floor, right? I'm going to make the door Excel open, all right? So just like over here, if I have the top of my left wall, it came from my right vanishing point. So I'm going to line it up to my right vanishing point. And I'm just going to come out about thumb space away. Okay, again, you're drawing all the way, but I'm only going to emphasize that line right there. Because again, I'm going to have to erase all this that's over here. There's my door. Okay, and then I drop a vertical line. Now, I can make this kind of fancy by coming in here and adding a door frame. I can decide how tall, and then I'm going to take that top part of that vertical line. Right? There. Whoops, make sure it's straight. So now I've got my door frame. And again, anything that represents the tops and bottoms that's on your left wall must come from the right vanishing point. Okay, so as you can see, they're all coming from the the right vanishing point. Let me change this up here. See, so right VP. Right VP. Okay. All right, so now we have ourselves an opening. We can even be a little fancy right here. Look, if I want to have, I'm going to line it up, my right vanishing point, and maybe that's going to be my little fancy door handle. Right? They're coming into my little gallery. If I want to have pictures on my wall, I am going to start with a vertical line. Maybe might be tall and skinny. Now this is where you can be really creative and say, okay, there's my vertical line. It's on my left wall. I have to have it lined up to my right vanishing point. I come out. I come out. Right? And there's the painting. There's the picture. I could make 2 of them and stay on that same line right here. Stay on the same line that's coming from a right vanishing point. And have it run off. Right? So now I have 2 paintings on my ceiling, on my wall, right? So over here though, I want to have a big opening going into another room, all right? So to show that, in fact, I'm gonna have a hallway. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna cut my wall. Cut it down, okay? And then I'm going to erase some of this right here. Erase some of that up there because I don't want that. And now I'm going to, and it's going to look really crazy because it's really extreme. I'm going to go to my right vanishing point because your angle is really extreme, and that's okay. Right? And then I'm going to come in here, I'm going to cut it off again with a vertical line. It's going to be a really skinny walkway. See there? And it looks crazy, but it's a really skinny little walkway going into like a secret hallway. All right, so let's go ahead and now we're on our right wall. So if I take and I give myself some multiple vertical lines, and I want to turn all those into paintings, and they're on my right wall. Now I have to go to which vanishing point? My left vanishing point. Again, you got to remember you're inside the box, so it's all reversed in what you would normally use for a regular box. So I'm lining up to the left vanishing point. You can either go towards it now, okay, or you could go away from it and cut off. All right. I'm just going to connect my vertical line to my left vanishing point because my items are on my right wall. Well, maybe I might want to come out. So I'm going to go out and away. All right. So now I've got 4 more things up on my wall. All right. So I have my left wall with items on it drawn from the right vanishing point. I have my right wall with items on it drawn to the left vanishing point. Now, if I'm looking at this, I'm like, well, how am I going to be able to put something on this wall? I'm going to pay attention to where my ceiling and my floor line's going. It's on the right side. So that means I would come in here, draw my vertical lines, and then connect them to the right vanishing point, right? To represent the top and bottom of whatever's on my wall. Okay. It could be really skinny. There. All right, so there's my walls. Those are the things on my walls. Now I needed something on my floor. Now, on my floor, you're using your basic rules of 2-point perspective. Nothing fancy. It's an angle view. So that means I'm going to come in here and draw my box, right? Start with my vertical line. Now my left side goes to the left vanishing point. And I'm going to cut off the vertical line. My right side goes to the right vanishing point. And again, I'm not going to draw all the way because I don't have to erase all those lines. And I'm going to cut off with a parallel vertical line. Now look, this box is below my eye level, right? Because there's my crease, so it's below. So that means my opposite is going to the left, so I'm going to go to the left. And for this back part, it goes to the right. Right? So there's a box in the middle of my floor. I can turn that box into just a box. It could be a podium. I can actually put something on here like, oh, there's my sculpture. It's abstract sculpture, right? And it's on my podium. It's on my box, right? Now, if I wanted to look like it was glassed in, I can extend my line up and then, once again, go to and just extend my line up. Extend my line up. It's still below my eye level, so I can still see the tops. It's gonna be really skinny, but I can still see it. All right, so now it's glassed in. It's like it's protected. Maybe I want to make a box over here, maybe a shorter box, come off a little bit, a little shorter one. And again, there's my vertical line, left side, left vanishing point, right side, right vanishing point. Cut it off with a vertical line. Ooh, it's gonna be looking like it's really sharp, but I'm gonna make it look like it's touching the floor up against. I'm gonna make it look like it's up against the wall. So I touch right here. See how I touch that vertical line and it stops right there on the floor line. All right, and then I have to make my partner side, the tops of my box. All right, so there's the top, and it looks like it's actually up against the wall. If I erase this stuff right here, right? Looks like it's up against. Now I can kind of like fluff it up a little bit. I can just follow this line, and now look, it looks like it's could be a nice cushion or something we could sit on, right? We can turn it into some type of a chair, okay? Maybe it's got like little buttons, something comfortable. And that's where you can, you know, dress it up a little bit with a little bit of your contour, all right? So 1, 2, and then I could make myself come up here on my ceiling. Let's do a box above my eye level, all right? So there is my vertical line. Let's connect it to our vanishing point on the left side. And I'm going to cut it off. Now my right side. Cut it off. And since it's above my eye level, I can see the bottom of it. All right, so now I've got myself a really cool light, right, up on my ceiling, some type of a lighting going on. All right, and I think I might have one more podium right here. And it's gonna be so large, it's gonna look like it's in the foreground. So I'm just going to do the top only and then run it off the bottom. See there? See, I'm just running off the bottom of my page because it's in the foreground. This is gonna be really skinny. That's okay. And then I'm going to do the top part. Now remember, you're just taking all these vertical lines and going to your vanishing point. I am not making up any other lines. Vertical line to a vanishing point. Vertical line to a vanishing point. Vertical line to a vanishing point. Pretty simple, right? And then maybe I might have some weird sculpture on here. Now say I want to have this look like it's actually sitting on something. I am going to give myself a line coming from my vanishing point. And now connect it to the right side. Make it look like it's actually sitting on a stand part. And again, I'm not just winging these lines. Every diagonal line you see is connected to a vanishing point. Every single one of them, all right? So just remember that. Every diagonal line equals a converging line equals going to a vanishing point, either the right or left. There's no other line. It's either vertical or it's a converging line going to the right side or the left side, all right? So just remember that. Now, once you get all of your stuff in, I want you to have at least 4 more items on your wall. I want you to have 4 boxes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes in or on my ceiling, all right? Now we're gonna change this up a little bit. We're gonna find the center of our paper. We're gonna fold our paper in half and we're gonna put a dot right here in the middle. All right, you're saying, why? Well, I just want, for fun, I want you to go back and use your memory as to how to draw something in 1-point perspective. So if that's the case, I start with a square or a shape, right? And maybe I might just draw these shapes right here on the floor. Maybe I might have one right here. Okay. Now I've got my 3 shapes and then I'm going to connect them to my vanishing point. Right? I'm not going to go all the way because again, I don't want to have to erase. So I'm going to connect all 3 of those corners and I'm going to repeat this line right here. Repeat that line. Maybe it's some type of a bag on the floor. All right. So I want to see 3 items, 3 boxes on the floor. Or they could be up on the ceiling. Maybe these could have been your lights coming off your ceilings, done in 1-point perspective. All right, and last one. If it's on the left side of your vanishing point for 1-point perspective, you're going to see the right side. All right, so don't forget that. And if it's on the right side of your vanishing point, you're going to see the left side when you're dealing with 1-point perspective. I know this is a whole lot, but heck, you're going to put these in last. Your 3 items in 1-point perspective, those are put in last, all right? So I've got my room, inside of my room. Started with a vertical line, went to the left vanishing point for the right top and bottom of my ceiling and floor. From the right vanishing point makes the top, left, and bottom of my floor. Anything on the wall goes to your opposite vanishing point. You connect your vertical line to the opposite vanishing point. So if it's on the right wall, the tops and bottoms go to the left vanishing point. If it's on the left wall, the tops and bottoms of your item go to the right vanishing point. When you get back in and on your floor or anything on your ceiling, you just use your basic rules of 2-point perspective. You start with an angle, right side right, left side left, cut off vertical line, make the top or bottom, all right? Now, if I want to have a rug or some type of flooring, because you're going to have 2 types of flooring, say I want a big rug right here. There's no vertical lines in your rugs, none whatsoever. It's nothing more than intersecting, converging lines. So if I come right here next to my door and make 2 lines coming from my right vanishing point out, right? And those are going to my right vanishing point. You can see how they extend all the way to my right vanishing point. And then I'm going to overlap them with 2 converging lines from my from my left vanishing point. And look, now I've got myself a little rug right there at the door, all right? So converging, 2 converging left lines and 2 converging right lines, okay? And then I've got myself a rug. And that's what you're gonna have, all right? You can follow along with this again, and hopefully you will, okay? So do your steps, and then you can add more to it. 3 boxes and 1 point. These are 1 point boxes, okay? Those are done last. Do last, okay? So do those last. And then you're going to have 4. 1, 2, 3. 4 boxes in 2 point perspective. And you have 2 ways to get into your gallery. You got this hallway. Or if you don't want to have a hallway and you want to turn one of these into a window. All right, so maybe this is a window. All right. If it's on there, got to go to the other vanishing point. So maybe you got a window. All right, I can get in the gallery through a window, or I can get into the gallery from a door, but you need to have 2 ways to get into your gallery. All right, so I want to see a room design. I want you to be creative, add your details. You can come in here and add, things on your paintings and everything else. I want you to be creative when it comes to doing your room design. So one more time, you're going to start with a vertical line that's going to be about a little bit more on the top than the bottom, all right? Because right there's your eye level. Then you're going to line it up to your right vanishing point, and then you're going to draw away. That's going to be your left wall. And then you're going to do your right wall. That's going from your left vanishing point. Okay, so there's your wall. And then use your rules. Left wall comes from the right vanishing point. Right wall comes from the left vanishing point. Anything on it, same thing. So tops and bottoms. Tops and bottoms. Okay, go the opposite way. But here, when it comes to your boxes, boxes as usual. Right side, cut off. Left side, cut off, right? And then do your partners. Don't get those confused. Go back and do your stuff, all right? Four boxes in 2 point perspective. Then you're gonna do at the very end, after everything is done in 2 point perspective, you're then gonna just throw in on the ground somewhere 3 boxes in 1 point perspective. Now, you're being creative. I want you to keep it simple, all right? Keep it as a gallery, like I said. It could be a new gallery where you're just moving into it, or it can already be established where there's lots of things going on. You be creative. But this is your last assignment when it comes to 2 point perspective. Keep it simple, all right? Keep it simple. Watch this video as many times as you need when it comes to making your room, All right, I'm gonna put the student example on that you can look at and enjoy and have fun with it. All right, and remember, 7 things have to be completed overall. All the assignments we've done, minimum of 7 things have to be turned in by the 4th of June. All right, to be able to pass our foundations. Otherwise, I'm gonna see you again next year maybe. All right, so enjoy.